Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, false flag, terror attacks, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, New World Order, mind control, Bank of America stealing homes with cut and paste mortgage loans, police, state, taser guns, FEMA camps, mad run, Monsanto rules the food supply while Big Pharma dopes your mind, prison system, profiteers, foundations, fund the fears, fund the evil through the years, the world's not as it appears. CIA smuggles drugs while Wachovia and Wells Fargo launder them, then give the proceeds to the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank. Now the IRS takes money out of every single check. Money created out of thin air and leave you with debt. They want to make you a serf, a slave to their demand. They want to take your life in every way they can. Fluoride, GMO, vaccines, chemtrails, United Nations genocide. The world they show us is not real. This is how they kill and steal. Rothschild, Bundy, Rockefeller, Club of Rome. On the Georgia Guidestones it's written in stone. Cut through the matrix, awaken to the lies. Do not be hypnotized. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, I'm Howard Nima, and you're watching Truth Talk News here on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. It's Tuesday, November 20th, 2012, and we're back for more truth the mainstream media ignores, and I don't know what else to say about that, how they ignore so much information. It's outrageous that we are given this one viewpoint, the government viewpoint, the establishment viewpoint regarding Israel, when unfortunately there is horrific tyranny being perpetrated against the Palestinian people since basically the formation of Israel, and not understood by most people. A good friend of mine sent me a personal email who has been to Gaza and understands, and he happens to be Jewish too, and he sort of was like defending a post or a couple of posts and things that I had put up recently on my Facebook page regarding the horrific horror that is going on in Gaza. We have this military-industrial complex geared towards war. We have this mind-controlled population that accepts this blatant, obvious tyranny because it's not as emphasized as these reality shows and the latest song and the latest trend and the latest pop culture detail. So you have this, Hillary Clinton actually went or is right now in Israel to help broker the peace between Hamas, created by the Mossad, and she is there to try to give some sort of backing of Israel against this threat by the Palestinians, who, for the most part, throw rocks at tanks. Yes, there are these rockets. Yes, Hamas was created by Israel, by the Mossad. It's on record. It's the truth. It is controlled opposition. It's Hegelian dialectic played over and over again as they literally execute a genocide against the Palestinian people, because they kill far more Palestinians than the Palestinians kill Israelis. And I think, I just want to get off this because I have a lot of news to cover. There's a lot more information, but it's happening right now. They're talking about ceasefire. Meanwhile, ground troops, all this stuff's up in the air. As of 9:16 p.m. here on Truth Talk News, they're still bombing. Okay? They're still bombing there, and there are horrific pictures, horrific truths. I don't even know if I'm going to show them. Maybe I should, because nobody else does. I get so much static from it. Oh, you don't want to see this. But, I realize that we need to. And we can experience it together. And then, of course, on the second part of the show, I'll cover all the rest of the news. A lot of other news going on, and important information that's being suppressed. And that's this is why hopefully you're here listening and watching and sharing this information with everybody you know, researching it, finding the truth, understanding that this is the real information that's being suppressed, that they're not getting out to the people, and you get it out there. Make your own videos, do whatever you need to do, share this, link this up, tell other people about it. How to make a difference in this world is to actually take action. We can't just speak about it. We can't just watch and be entertained. It's nice to be entertained, but we must be active. We're being destroyed by this banking system. The economic collapse is coming, and we'll be covering that in the second part of the show, and other things against our freedoms and liberties to take away our rights. Other horrific things coming up. So it's a great broadcast. Please stick around, and we're just getting started. Now I think I'm going to show Hillary Clinton. I'm going to show the Drudge video. And this is at a news conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says the rocket attacks from terrorist organizations inside Gaza on Israeli cities and towns must end, and a broader calm restored. Oh, God. Following her arrival in Israel, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton reiterated at a press conference Tuesday that America's commitment to Israel's security is rock solid. Yeah, like the Prudential. Adding that the goal must be a durable outcome that promotes regional stability and advances the security and legitimate aspirations of Israelis and Palestinians alike. God have mercy. The rocket attacks from a terrorist organization inside Gaza, listen to this, on Israeli cities and towns must end, and a broader calm restored, Clinton said. Speaking in Jerusalem, Clinton also offered her condolences for those lost in the violence. Yeah, well, yeah. Let's listen to Hillary and see what she has to say about all this nonsense. Oh, it's such lies, ladies and gentlemen. I just...
We are not for everybody.
Oh, there is some commercial they're going to play me?
The food lover. The movie lover.
Oh, God.
The road tripper.
Okay, well, anyway, moving along. Again, in the second part of the show, we're going to be covering this, and at 10 p.m., the economic things. 10 p.m. we have Harry Link with on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com with Death to the New World Order.
One for all of us.
And
we made one for each of us.
They
New Windows
really just totally want to poison us with these commercials that you don't want to listen to.
Good evening. While we may be close to some big news out of the Middle East, a ceasefire that may well be enacted. It is the Middle East after all, and it was another day of violence there. Rockets being fired back and forth. Israeli troops still gathered for a possible ground invasion of Gaza. Tonight, President Obama has sent Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to the Middle East to see if something can be done to quiet the fight that the world has been watching for a week. Earlier today, it seemed that ceasefire was all but done, but instead, it's been one of the most lethal days of the conflict yet. And tonight it goes on. Our team is on the ground tonight. We begin with NBC's Stephanie Gosk in Jerusalem. Stephanie, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Even Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi hinted that there was a deal, but late today a spokesperson for Hamas said there would be no ceasefire, at least not tonight.
Something's happening here. I'm losing the feed.
Tonight, making Secretary Clinton's job here on the ground even more difficult. Secretary of State Clinton cut her trip to Asia short, diverting to Israel to personally help shepherd a possible ceasefire.
The goal must be a durable outcome that promotes regional stability and advances the security and legitimate aspirations of Israelis and Palestinians alike.
Making her task more difficult, the U.S. has no diplomatic relationship with Hamas, a group it labels a terrorist organization. So Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi is playing a key role.
I'm losing my signal.
The critical challenge is going to be,
for some reason, again, I'm
sure
hoping this is getting out.
Everybody understands.
Looks like I'm getting chopped up again.
The same way, so there's no misunderstandings.
But even with diplomacy in high gear, today was still one of the most violent days yet. An Israeli soldier was killed, the first since the conflict began. 150 incoming rockets, 30 alone aimed at the southern town of Beersheba. Did you run down the stairs? I went down. The Hakman family narrowly escaped a direct hit on their house. How many people were in the house at the time?
6 people.
6 people.
I, my wife, and 4 children.
Over 1,000 rockets and missiles and mortars have been fired into Israel just in the last week.
The Israeli government says their goal is to stop rocket attacks like this for good.
We don't think any country in the world would tolerate such a situation.
Near the border, Israeli soldiers still wait anxiously for an order to invade.
I'd be glad if it would be only by airstrikes. We're about to go into bombs and fire. Nobody wants to go into a fire.
Just over the border, as the sun set, Israel unleashed a volley of artillery in northern Gaza, the beginning of another night of heavy bombardment. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, Jerusalem.
Well, yeah, that's what's going on, and we really have to understand the controlled opposition here. With oh God, I just got rid of you. Especially with the fact that we have the media attention in the way that it is. I mean, how can you think that Hamas is a threat to Israel, which is one of the most powerful nations on earth? They shoot missiles up, and Israel's dome system, which is an American system, shoots down the missiles. Most of them. The death ratio is totally off charts. But you're listening to, well, we have to support Israel. Why? And then the Christians have been all mind controlled into this through the Rockefeller Council of Churches, which have been like bombarding the World Council of Churches as well, bombarding this whole thing that you have to support Israel because it's in the Bible. This whole thing has been set up, ladies and gentlemen. That's the truth. It's just disturbing. I don't know how else to put it. That's the right word to use, disturbing. And I think that we're at a point where America is going to realize eventually, in the short future, that we, the people, are being suppressed, our liberties taken away, our freedoms shattered, and a select few seem to have control over matters. A oligarchical, plutocracy, authoritarian, totalitarian, communist, whatever you want to call it, it's going to start becoming more apparent. It's already apparent to those who are awake, and it's getting worse. And anyone that's listening and that is awake is going to be nodding and saying yes, and they know. So, as we move along here in this problem in Israel, we have a lot of other information. Now you have all of these this warmongering stuff going out there. You've got the Turkish Prime Minister calling Israel a terrorist state, which is accurate. That they are systematically mass killing Muslims, which is accurate. I don't know how else to put that. But at the same time, you have America backing Israel, who are killing. And what did we do? What did we do in Afghanistan and in Iraq? 1.5 million dead. How many soldiers did we lose? 4,000. So we think that's great. It's okay. No worries. That is really the problem. People don't see how systematically this is a depopulation, part of the depopulation program. Even worse, it's like ethnic cleansing. And in this case, they want to wipe out the Palestinian people. And they've been doing it. And they fund the opposition groups, and this is like the same. It's CIA tactics. I mean, in fact, the whole thing, it was bred all at the same time. Did you ever notice that the OSS became the CIA in 47, and Israel became a state in 48, and Mossad, and it's all connected. And the interest with the Bush crime family and Osama bin Laden. Everything I covered yesterday, I'm beating a dead horse here, actually. But going forward, let me just put this to bed, because I'm going to be done with this unless there's major events. Hopefully this will come to an end, this attack. But after all, everyone remembers and say, well, we had to kill this Hamas leader. That's how this whole thing started. So Israel really drew first blood. And think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Those that are awake obviously realize why. Hegelian dialectic again. We have to, we're going to promulgate this thing. We're going to make it happen. Same thing's coming in with Iran and Syria. Syria now being blamed. I have an article here, a propaganda piece, where Syria and Iran are being blamed for backing Hamas. I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's true, and this is what they're doing. So Hamas, which was created by the Israeli Mossad as an opposition force against Yasser Arafat, has had this blowback, which I call, again, false flag usage. And here we are, today. November 20th, 2012. Standing upon a front of war, again, like Obama hasn't been elected, it has been re-elected, but he hasn't been inaugurated. And this is all political stuff. God only knows what is going to happen January 1st. Well, financially, we know what's going to happen if our criminal Congress doesn't act and do something to stop the people from being further enslaved. But of course they won't, because it's part of the plan. That's what we talk about here on Truth Talk News. That is the truth. And it's a sickening truth, but nonetheless a very important thing to understand, that we are not, that the world is really, it's really controlled by a small group of people who have conspired to control the resources of the world so that people would do their bidding, whatever they wish, depopulate, because they feel, these people feel that there are way too many people in the world and we must do something about it. And they've gotten even mainstream people to believe, oh yes, there's really, that's right, that's a mainstream. If you're an intellectual, you think, yes, that's right, there are too many people. Yes, I heard about that. Yeah, I read that book by John P. Holdren, yes, eco-science. That's right. Isn't he the science czar? You see what I mean? There are too many people, and we got to do something about this problem. Well, that's questionable. In fact, global warming fraud, the 9/11 fraud, the entire fraud of the financial system, the Federal Reserve fraud, the debt fraud that we have, these trillions of dollars made out of derivative debt created by these criminals. I mean, this is just huge fraud on the highest levels. Genocide, fraud, manipulation, power. This is the New World Order. This is why it's important for you to tune in Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on truthbroadcastnetwork.com for Truth Talk News. Now again, after the midpoint break here, we will be covering the economic meltdown, the loss of freedoms and rights, more of Obama's little sneaky tricks, and giving up of sovereignty to the United Nations to take care of the world, ladies and gentlemen, for the world government. The criminals are among us. We call them our leaders. We must rise up and take back our government from these criminals who've hijacked it. Be right back.
Department of Homeland Security requests that everybody stay in their homes.
You're watching Truth Talk News on truthbroadcastnetwork.com. Stay tuned for more truth the mainstream media ignores in just a moment.
They want to steal it all. Yes, they do. That is their goal, to have total control. And quite frankly, it's getting pretty close. Pretty close, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I just wanted to figure out what I would go over first. I think what we have here is a lot of stuff being done under the table, such as the United Nations, again, trying to take away our rights, our sovereignty. And what do we have now here? We have the UN seeking to put in place a internet kill switch next month. Documents show, as Americans focus on the United States presidential election, the United Nations and a wide swath of its autocratic member regimes were drafting a plan to give a little-known United Nations agency control over the online world. Among the most contentious schemes, a plot to hand the International Telecommunications Union a so-called kill switch for the Internet that critics would say would be used to smash free speech. The ITU's proposals to perform and reform the Internet, drafted in secret and, of course, quietly published online last week, revealed a broad plan to rein in what up to now has been largely unregulated tool. Now, if you remember, J. Rockefeller, that's John Rockefeller Jr. the third, or whatever he is, the esteemed senator from West Virginia, said, well, the internet, maybe it shouldn't even have been invented. I mean, it's a bad thing, because you're a criminal scum, and we can tell the world that, and you can't control it. So it's driving all these control freaks nuts, because they really are. They are control freaks. They're like OCD. They have to control everything. They can't listen to this. They can't hear this. We must have this communist take over the world. Nobody can know either. They have to embrace the communism and think that it's good. It's called all these social programs. We could help you if you don't need money. So you can't pay your rent. You can't eat. You can't go to you get medical. We're going to help you. You can't get abortions. We're going to give them to you. It's all beautiful, loving, and caring. So that's where we are at the United Nations. Again, kill switch. Obama signing an executive order giving over our rights to the United Nations over and over again. I mean, it's fraud. Not fraud. It is fraud, but it's treason. It's treasonous, high crimes and misdemeanors. But no, nobody's going to say that, oh, you're just a racist, or you're just a right-wing radical, or whatever you want to call us. And I don't know. I'm just an American that knows the truth and is trying to wake up America to the truth. It's just unbelievable. These criminal bankers, this scum here, these people have taken our wealth and have left us with debt to continue to enslave us. And our generations will be enslaved with this entire educational system, paying thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars for education, leaving with debts. And then now, I'm going to go into the news. I'm ranting, though, but because I'm getting there. I've got news to cover about the economy, and we're segueing properly. And I'm like, I just can't believe this, the gullibility of it. Once it's out there, so you have to let people know. College is a fraud. Certain professions require additional education, but to go to school and get a degree, and I don't know, there's like 5,000 different types of liberal arts degrees that really are just worthless. It just leaves you with debt, doesn't give you any more income. You're not making, the economy is such that that's where it is. So these jobs that they create, they're talking about jobs going up and seasonal jobs and all this other adjusted stuff. It's lies, and I'm going to expose that. I have that to cover in a moment, because this is all, I'm sort of like rambling. I apologize, but I'm just so angry. I'm really angry. Big Brother is watching. The surveillance society, like you're seeing there. Well, here, listen to this. Senate bill rewrites, lets feds read your email without warrants. So the proposed law, scheduled for a vote next week, originally increased Americans' email privacy. Of course, New World Order, here we go. Then law enforcement complained. So law enforcement complains, and now it increases government's access to email and other digital files. Senator Pat Leahy previously said his bill boosts Americans' privacy, requiring that the government obtain a search warrant. Well, that's no longer needed. Okay, great. Let's just go against the Constitution on every way, shape, or manner in this insane world we call life. A Senate proposal touted as protecting Americans' email privacy has quietly been rewritten, giving the government agencies more surveillance power than they possess under current law. CNET has learned that Patrick Leahy, the influential Democratic chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has dramatically reshaped his legislation in response to law enforcement concerns. Of course, yeah. Ooh. A vote on his bill, which now authorizes warrantless access to Americans' emails, is now scheduled for next week. Revised bill highlights grants warrantless access to Americans' electronic correspondence to over 22 federal agencies. Only a subpoena is required, not a search warrant signed by a judge based on probable cause. Permits state and local law and enforcement officials are allowed to warrantlessly access Americans' correspondence stored on systems not offered to the public, including university networks. Authorities and any law enforcement agency to access accounts without a warrant or subsequent court review if they claim emergency situations exist. You see these vague things, emergency situations. Says providers shall notify law enforcement in advance of any plans to tell their customers that they've been the target of a warrant, order, or a subpoena. Delays notifications of customers whose accounts have been accessed from 3 to 10 business days. This notification can be postponed for up to 360 days. Welcome to the New World Order. Leahy's rewritten bill would allow more than 22 agencies, including the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Federal Communications Commission, to access Americans' emails, Google Doc files, Facebook wall posts, Twitter direct messages without a search warrant. It also gives the FBI and Homeland Security more authority in some circumstances to gain full access to the Internet accounts without notifying either owner or a judge. I mean, Stasi, Nazi, Gestapo, America, with a K. Amerika. Okay? I just don't even know what to say about it. That's why I'm so angry. And now, a student, I usually don't pitch InfoWars, but Aaron Dykes wrote this, and I mean, it is true, and it's a good article. Student expelled for refusing to to wear his RFID location badge. Down there in, student's name is Andrea Hernandez, is being involuntarily withdrawn from John Jay High School in San Antonio, Texas, effective November 26, because she refused to wear and be tracked. So I guess kids don't have rights either. Alright, that said, this is happening everywhere. They are having, thumbprints and finger scans and retinal scanning, all in the name of keeping us safe and, protected. Controlled and corralled is a better way to put it. It's sickening. I mean, this is just stuff you can't... It happens every day, and this is local current news, pinched off the internet today, that I can just talk for 5 hours about instead of 5 more minutes. But Americans, more than ever, will be using food stamps for Thanksgiving this year. More Americans will use food stamps to buy their Thanksgiving dinner this year than ever before, according to a new report by the non-profit government watchdog group, the Sunlight Foundation. The food stamp challenge, which challenges higher-income families to live as if they are on food stamps, listen to this, estimates that a person on food stamps has a budget of about $1.25 per meal. In other words, a family on food stamps must buy an entire meal per person for less than the cost of an average cup of coffee. Yeah, well, it's terrible, but usage of food stamps among low and no-income families has spiked since the collapse of the U.S. financial system 4 years ago, according to the United States Department of Agriculture. Hey, I got a caller. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, it's Eric. What's up?
Eric, how are you? I'm
doing well.
Good, man. I've just been talking about the
food stamps.
The food stamps and the economy. Yeah, you got something to add to that?
Yeah, I just got caught a little bit at the edge. I've been listening only for about 10 minutes, but I know you only got about 5 or so left. So
yeah.
I won't,
no, but go ahead. I'm just getting, it's just unbelievable. So food stamps, so now more people here. Here's the deal. Listen to the numbers here, Eric. This Thanksgiving, 42.2 million Americans will be on food stamps, according to the Economic Policy Institute, and it's roughly the size of the populations of California and Connecticut combined. Not surprisingly, feeding millions of America isn't cheap.
Holy fuck.
So the cost of SNAP program has reached $72 billion, the highest to date, according to Congressional Budget Office records. So yeah, it's bad, my brother. Bad.
Yeah, it's just mind-staggeringly bad.
And then listen to this horse shit. This is a propaganda piece, a COINTELPRO piece that I picked off the internet by a goon, or whatever you want to call him, a shill, by the name of Christopher S. Rugaber. He said that unemployment falls 75% of U.S. states. That's his statement of that. That's what the title reads. So that's what you get in your head. Oh, unemployment falls.
Say that one more time.
Unemployment falls in 75% of U.S. states. This is from November 20th. This is literally posted at 12:02 p.m. today. So he wrote this from this is from the AP too. Actually, it's an AP press from Washington. An increase in hiring. Listen to this. Helped lower unemployment rates in 37 states last month. The latest indication that the job market is slowly healing.
Wow.
Okay, now listen.
What a lame attempt at manipulating the mass mind.
But in the same article, it discredits itself. Listen, it goes on to say
that's COINTELPRO for you, baby.
Yeah, listen, it's beautiful. It goes I'm going to read it because it'll only take a second. Unemployment rates are now below 7% in 23 of 50 states. The Labor Department says rates rose in 7 states in October and were unchanged in 6, which means nothing. It's equal. It balances out to 0. South Carolina's rate fell from 9.1% to 8.6%, and the state gained 7,300 jobs in October, mostly hotel, restaurants, education, and healthcare and government. Alaska and Wisconsin recorded the next biggest declines. Now, nationwide, the unemployment rate ticked up to 7.9%. Here's the truth. This is what's interesting. So they said that the job market is slowly healing, okay?
Right.
But the unemployment rate ticked up to 7.9% in October. But they just said in the first part of the article, it said that because of this increase in hiring in October helped lower unemployment rates. I mean, in the article itself, it's telling you that it has lowered the rate, and then in the same article, it says it raised the rate. So what happened?
I've only got one response to that, Howard. And
what?
I have to quote your great president there. We did the math.
Oh, it's disgusting. I mean, because technically,
remember it was with Mitt Romney. Anyways.
No, go ahead.
The same thing. I mean, he said that. We did the math, and then the question from the other side. Well, I don't know what math it is you were using to calculate those numbers, and that debacle called the debate was something else.
Oh, it was hysterical. It was hysterical, Eric. I mean, when you really get down to it, it's like, I mean, again, it's just the whole thing is just lies. But here is some truth. Again, it's got truth in here. Nationwide, the unemployment rate ticked up to 7.9. Right? Here's the real truth is that Some places it's really bad. They actually admit that in Nevada that it's 11.5%, which is really like it's much higher than that. But to admit that it's 11% is like wow, you know. And they tell you the states that have the highest. Nevada has the highest, and North Dakota has the lowest at 3.1%. And that's the place to be. I mean, they're giving $15 an hour to work in McDonald's and Walmart. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Okay,
Yeah, because they need the jobs. It's an unbelievable thing. Imagine that. But I don't know about living in North Dakota. Although you live in Canada, so
and that trend has actually occurred in a couple of places that outlying areas that want to attract people to work there at a Tim Hortons, which is a pretty famous donut chain known around. Well, they got a couple in New York. They tried it last year, so I don't know how it actually went. But the same thing, around $12 or $15 an hour.
Yeah, it's amazing, and that's all because
and in the
they
cities, they're paying garbage, you know.
Right. And it's all because what's going on in these states and these other areas is all because they have, first of all, drilling rights and everything. Oh, there goes the 2-minute warning.
Okay.
Okay, well, Eric, any closing thoughts here? I mean, obviously, we'll cover some more stuff tomorrow night here on Truth Talk News, but you got anything to cover there? Anything you want to say?
Perhaps you have one little thing to say, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
All right, Eric. Thanks for calling in. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Take care. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Truth Talk News. Truth Talk News. That's right, we the people. We will rise. And Harry Link's going to be rising with some truth in just about 3 minutes. Here on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. Stay tuned. Stay around. Spread the news. Spread the truth. It's the good news.
If you fail to hear the words I tell
We will fight. Don't miss Liberty and Tuesday and Thursday nights at midnight here on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com.